Splendid. Thank you very much for joining us today. We've just given these good people here, a lot of them have had to disappear, I'm afraid, but I've given them an introduction to Maidsafe. So, any questions?
What do you think of the other similar projects like SIA, Storage, IPFS?
Could you hear that? Sorry. Do you want me to repeat it?
Yeah, I understood SIA and Storage.
Yeah, just wonder how it compares with the other things like IPFS and Storage and whatnot, and what the advantages are and what.
Yeah, the one I'm most familiar with is IPFS. One difference is that IPFS is focusing on. I'm hearing myself. Sorry.
Sorry.
Okay. Well.
Try that.
With Safe, one thing we're trying to do is adding data persistence, so you are guaranteed that there's always like a certain number of copies of each file. But a network like IPFS, it's more like BitTorrent, so it depends on people voluntary. Like there's no incentive in IPFS yet. It's just so it could happen that some files are inaccessible because no one is seeding them. But with Safe, we would have a mechanism that ensures that all files are always available. I know IPFS is planning to add something like that, but it's too early to tell how it compares because the design is not really there yet. I think it's based on blockchain technology. And then if you want to compare it to Storage, I know Storage is based more on blockchain technology, so one thing we're trying to do with Safe is we're using a different kind of consensus mechanism, and I would really recommend reading one of the latest blog posts on the Maidsafe blog, which explains like gives an overview of how it works. It's called closed group consensus. So as far as I know, we're the only project that's using that approach where small groups of nodes agree on actions in the network. So for example, it can be a group of 32 nodes. And the advantage is that if you compare it to a blockchain system is it cannot be really fast because you need to have everyone in the network agree. And in the case of Bitcoin, it's like takes on average 10 minutes for a confirmation. I know Ethereum is faster, but like there's a lot of scalability issues. But with Safe, it's organized so that only small groups of nodes are taking decision, and the network is really fast to reorganize itself when, for example, when a node quits the network, or when a new node is added, so it's gonna be fast to adapt. So that would be the thing that's really different about Safe. It's not proven yet on a big scale, like if this is secure, because you have to make sure that it's hard for people to like the network should give you an ID. You shouldn't be able to decide your own ID. Otherwise, you could make a small group of nodes that make that collude.
That's
I'll send you a link maybe in the chat if you want to show it on the computer, the blog post.
That'd be great. Yes.
And
and I can share that within the meetup group.
Okay, so I have a link here.
That's brilliant. I'll spread that around to the people who are here and all those who are watching online. Thank you very much.
The other thing we're doing is it's also a platform for applications. Some other projects are mainly for storage, but with Safe, you would be able to do most of the application that we're familiar with today.
Great.
So,
Any more?
I would say it's more ambitious, but more risky.
Question: how safe do you think Maidsafe can be in its present form?
How safe do you think Maidsafe can be in its present form?
In its present form, it's not secure, but I think there's a list of attacks that we need to make sure we protect from, but we have a good fundamentals. Like what I like is that if you try to study Safe, it's pretty straightforward. So it's too early for me to tell like how secure it can be, but I think it could be much more secure than anything else that exists.
And the $1,000,000 question that gets asked again and again: when do you think we'll have a minimum viable product?
They're not using that term now. It's alpha, beta, and release candidate. But right now we're in pre-alpha, and like I hope we're gonna get an alpha soon. But like every week on the forum there's the weekly update, so that's a good way to follow the progress. One project that they're working on right now, which I think really help people like understand it, is the Safe browser.
Yes.
Imagine you could download a browser that's made specifically for the Safe network. Would be more secure because it doesn't interfere with the current web. And you wouldn't have to, like right now, you have to configure a proxy, so it's not necessarily easy. But with this browser, it would be pretty simple. So I think we need applications like that that are useful.
Yeah.
Another one that would be useful is a messaging app. So that's something I also expect not too long.
How much will it cost?
Do you mean to the user or?
Yeah, to the user.
As far as I'm aware, you just asked a question of how much will it cost, but as far as I'm aware, it's designed to be free, isn't it? Is that correct?
I think there might be a cost for account creation, like to prevent spam. Like it might be like one safe coin. Like you will be able to create an account, but if you want to like keep it, then you might have to pay one safe coin. But you also need safe coin if you want to store data. But if you just want to access data, that's going to be free. So, for example, you could download the browser and not even make an account, but you can browse videos, audio, web pages. But when you want to create your own website, then you have to pay in safe coins. So there would be like the price per unit of storage would change in real time. But we're expecting that I think it's going to cost less and less over time.
So is it as you get more users and the network is more and more widespread, then the cost will come down accordingly? Is that why you expect the cost to reduce over time?
It's based on the amount of supply and also the demand. Like the network in the current specification, I think it's always trying to have 50 50% more than what it needs
Yeah.
in terms of storage, and if it starts having less than that, then it's going to increase the incentive for people to farm, but it's going to reduce the incentive when it reaches 50%. So you want to have a small oversupply, and that's also related to the cost, but it's even for me it's really hard right now to visualize because like we don't have a proof of concept for that yet, but I expect that the devs are going to work on that soon.
Okay. Right.
Yeah.
And how are you personally involved? Are you? I mean, obviously you're being fantastic by being here, and we really appreciate it. But do you contribute to the code, or do you just follow closely? Are you working on your own project, or how else do you fall into what Maidsafe are doing?
Yeah, I've been following this project since April 2014, but before that I was already looking for something like that. I'm an application developer, so I have a lot of ideas. Like I'd like to build, or I want someone to build like a decentralized YouTube or a decentralized forum. Decentralized forum is one of the applications currently being worked on right now. And so I was really excited by Maidsafe. So I've been following it, so I helped with the forum, and now since a few days ago I'm also working for Maidsafe, so I'm going to help with the documentation. So we've got a lot of work to do now to build good user documentation and also for developers. For me it's like I really want to have a platform that's easy for developers to build applications that they don't have to worry about the infrastructure. And also what I like about Safe is if we do it correctly, like it would be an anonymous network as far as I understand. So I think that's also pretty valuable, maybe as an alternative to Tor.
Great.
Another question. You
Question?
said decentralized forum.
Yes, decent.
How's that going to work?
Have you heard of Project Decorum?
No.
So, yes, I'm going to send a link in the chat. That's the other link I would recommend check it.
Okay.
So right now there's a few people that are building like small apps or just trying some tests, but I would say that Project Decorum is probably like the most serious app that's being developed right now. So it's developed by a student in the Netherlands, but he's really active on the forum. So on his website you have some explanation. So there's two concepts. There's a web of trust, so you'll be able to assign trust to people that can be people you know or people you met online. And so based on that, you're going to see their post. There would also be like a competition between moderation. So you could subscribe to the group of moderators that you want. So that's really interesting for me. I spend a lot of time on the forum, and I agree that it's hard to make a forum that that's good for everyone. Some people want to have it more family friendly. Other people don't really care about that. So with Project Decorum, you'd be able to subscribe to to other moderators, and so if you don't like it, you can change. And also, like I said, the web of trust. So you're gonna see more posts from the people that you care about. And there would also be a coin, so you could spend value to show other people that it's like a like. So you're going to destroy a coin to show that you support a post. And doing that, it's going to, like maybe other people are going to see the post in their feed. So it's like a marketing mechanism, but that might make sense.
Yeah, I think that.
So we can find information like on his website and also on the forum. There was a proof of concept at some point, but it's not online anymore, as far as I know. Yeah.
Okay, right. Well, thank you very much indeed. That's been a great help. We're very pleased to talk to you. And keep up the good work. Thank you very much indeed.
So how was your event? Was there
Yes, we had a few more people earlier, but a few people had to head off a bit early. So, but it will all be on YouTube. So once we've got it together and we've got the links together, I'll put them on the Safe forum, so you can find them there.
cool.
Okay.
Okay, awesome.
Thank you very much indeed.
Cheers.
Thank you. Bye bye.